passion with purpose. These are the two words and the driving emotions that seem to saturate all the lives and works of female mystic poet saints. Born as they were centuries ago in many places across the planet, these women's voices soared above the constrictions of family and community, beyond husband, children, and siblings and household. In fact, they rejected all the men in their lives, and the only male within their inner crucible was the male God, who they reimagined as their guide, their philosopher, their companion, their confidant, their best friend, and many times their beloved. Today, we are going to present two remarkable women's voices, Karnataka's Nagalambike and Kashmir's Laldev, as reimagined by two beautiful dancers, Prathama Prasad Rao and Seher Noor Mehra. We begin in Karnataka. In the 12th century, Nagalambike is also known as Akka, the elder sister. She was a pioneer, a poet, an astute political mind, a born leader. And she was born at a time where she had other famous poets, men, Basavanna and Guru Allama Prabhu. But here was Nagalambike, who was imbued with ferocious intelligence and determination. She was among the first women, if not the first, to receive the Deekshe or the initiation of the Shiva Linga. This is a very secret and closed society of male poets, thinkers, and philosophers. And there was this remarkable Akka who was given the honor. And with this Shiva Linga and with the remarkable mind, when her town was attacked, do you know what she did? She left behind her works, her poems, and she bundled together the stacks of her illustrious male counterparts and elders. And she took the writings of Basavanna and Allama Prabhu, bound them, put her on her back, and walked and trudged and fled through forests and jungles, encountered so many challenges, so many hardships, sometimes putting it down in safekeeping so she could take out the sword and shield and battle the enemy. Today, if we are reading, enjoying, and admiring the remarkable poetry of Basavanna and Allama Prabhu, it's all because of the courage of this amazing woman. And when you listen to this story, you will think, but of course, it is a woman who will sacrifice something of her own in order to preserve and be the guardian of culture and society. So Prathama Prasad Rao, a singularly unique performer, begins her presentation in a silent, meditative state, as if this Akka is imagining her life in a flashback, in a series of broad brush strokes, a life lived with passion and purpose.
ಅಕ್ಕ ನಾಗಮ್ಮನು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಒನಕೆ ಹಿಡಿದು ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಒಮ್ಮಾನ ತೊಳಿಸುತ್ತ ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಒಮ್ಮಾನ ತೊಳಿಸುತ್ತ ಪಾಡಿದಳು ಮುಕ್ಕಣ್ಣ ಶಿವನು ಬರುವಾಗ ಅಕ್ಕನ ಗುಲಿ ಕಂಡು ದಾರಿ ಕಾಣದೆ ದುಃಖ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿ ಬಸವನಪ್ಪಿಕೊಂಡಳು. ತಮ್ಮ ಬಸವನೇ, ನಮಗಿನ್ನಾರು ಗತಿಯೆಂದು ಒಮ್ಮೆಯಾದರೂ ಹೇಳಿ ಹೋಗಬಾರದೆ, ಹೇಳಿ ಹೋಗಬಾರದೆ. ಒಮ್ಮೆಯಾದರೂ ಹೇಳಿ ಹೋಗಬಾರದೆ, ಒಮ್ಮೆಯಾದರೂ ಹೇಳಿ ಹೋಗಬಾರದೆ. ಎನ್ನ ತನು ಚೆನ್ನ ಬಸವಣ್ಣನ ಬಯಲು ಬೆರಸಿತ್ತು. ಎನ್ನ ಮನ ಸಂಗನ ಬಸವಣ್ಣನ ನಿಜ ಪದವ ಬೆರಸಿತ್ತು. ಎನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಣ ಅಲ್ಲಮ ಪ್ರಭುದೇವರ ಅರಿವ ಬೆರೆಸಿತ್ತು. ಇಂತಿ ಮೂವರು ಒಂದೊಂದು ಹಂಚಿಕೊಂಡ ಕಾರಣ ಎನಗೇನೂ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಬಸವಣ್ಣ ಪ್ರಿಯ ಚೆನ್ನ ಸಂಗಯ್ಯನ ಹೃದಯ ಕಮಲದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಜವಾಸಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದೆನು, ನಿಜವಾಸಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದೆನು. ಎನ್ನ ಭವದ ಬಳ್ಳಿಯ ಬೇರು ಹರಿಯಿತ್ತಯ್ಯ, ಸಂಗನ ಬಸವಣ್ಣನ ಒಕ್ಕುದ ಕೊಂಡೆನಾಗಿ. ಎನ್ನ ಮನದ ಕಪಟ ಹಿಂಗಿತ್ತಯ್ಯ, ಚೆನ್ನ ಬಸವಣ್ಣನ ಕರುಣವ ಪಡೆದೆನಾಗಿ. ಎನ್ನ ಅಂತರಂಗದ ಸಂದು ಸಂಶಯ ತೊಲಗಿತ್ತೆಂದು ಬಸವಣ್ಣನ ಪ್ರಿಯ ಚೆನ್ನ ಸಂಗಯ್ಯನಲ್ಲಿ ಎನ್ನ ಪರಮ ಗುರು ಅಲ್ಲಮ ಪ್ರಭುದೇವರ ಶ್ರೀ ಚರಣವ ಕಂಡೆನಾಗಿ, ಶ್ರೀ ಚರಣವ ಕಂಡೆನಾಗಿ. ಮನದೊಡೆಯ ಮಹಾದೇವ ಮನವ ನೋಡಿಹೆನೆಂದು ಮನುಜರ ಕೈಯಿಂದ ಒಂದೊಂದು ನುಡಿಸುವನು. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಳವಳಿಸದಿರು ಮನವೇ, ಕಾತರಿಸದಿರು ತನುವೆ. ನಿಜವ ಮರೆಯದಿರು ಕಂಡ, ನಿಶ್ಚಿಂತನಾಗಿರು ಮನವೇ. ಬಸವಣ್ಣ ಪ್ರಿಯ ಚೆನ್ನ ಸಂಗಯ್ಯನು ಬೆಟ್ಟದ ನಿತಪರಾಧವನು ಒಂದು ಬೊಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಡೆವನು, ಒಂದು ಬೊಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಡೆವನು, ಒಂದು ಬೊಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಡೆವನು.
ಮಹಾದೇವ 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 ಮಹಾದೇವ. ಬಸವಣ್ಣ ಪ್ರಿಯ ಬಸವಣ್ಣ ಪ್ರಿಯ ಚೆನ್ನ ಸಂಗಯ್ಯ. ಬಸವಣ್ಣ ಪ್ರಿಯ ಬಸವಣ್ಣ ಪ್ರಿಯ ಚೆನ್ನ ಸಂಗಯ್ಯ.
Namaskar. I am Prathama Prasad Rao, disciple of Guru Dr. Nyaaya Rao. I've always been passionate about the art of storytelling, The strong female characters and voices from these stories have always inspired me. When Anita Didi asked me to create something new with a regional touch to it, more with a rustic feel to it, with Vachanas included in it, I could think of many Vachanakartis from the past. One such a Vachanakarti who caught my attention was Nagalambike, or Akka Nagalambike, as she was fondly called. A Vachanakarti of the 12th century, a sister to Basavanna, a passionate woman, a fierce warrior, a poetess, a Sharane. Her multitasking personality, her magnificent qualities, her passion, whether she is husking rice, or she's cuddling her little son in her arms, or she's playing with her little brother Basavanna, or she is in a deep thought process while creating her 3,90,000 vachanas, or she has held her sword and shield in the same hand that she held her Ishta Linga and fought against the soldiers, the enemies. These qualities inspired me the most. I thank Anita Didi for giving me such a wonderful opportunity to explore and express, and also my humble gratitude to Team Nartaki for extending their warm support.
Hindus, Muslims, and Sufis all claim her. Lalo, Lalded, Lalleshwari, Lalla Arifa. She is known, adored, revered, admired, and loved by all these names in her native Kashmir. She lived in the 14th century. She was maligned, insulted, and scorned for much of her early life, for she was an early seeker. She left her husband and family and cruel in-laws when she was just 24 and walked naked, it says, as if shedding skin, shedding rituals, in search of her Ishta Devata, the Digambara, Shiva. Lal Ded was very scornful and questioning of a patriarchal clergy and wondered why women in her time were treated so badly. Her writings are called Vaks or Vaksun, listen to speech, and they do away with rituals, with mysticism that cloud one's understanding. Her Vaks are accessible, pithy, almost like haikus. They pierce you directly to your heart. They are shorn of clutter. And so contemporary dancer Seher Noor Mehra reimagines Lalo's Vaks, some of them, in the English translations, as if she too was shedding skin.
Some who have closed their eyes are wide awake. Some who look out at the world are fast asleep. Some who bathe in the sacred pools remain dirty. Some are at home in the world but keep their hands clean. I wore myself out looking for myself. No one could have worked harder to break the code. I lost myself in myself and found a wine cellar. Nectar, I tell you. There were jars and jars of the good stuff, and no one to drink it. I trapped my breath in the bellows of my throat. A lamp blazed up inside, showed me who I really was. I crossed the darkness, holding fast to that lamp. Scattering its light seeds around me as I went.
The work I've created is inspired by Lal Ded's poetry. She was a Kashmiri mystic poet from the 13th, 14th century. And what drew me to these particular lines from her poems, certain excerpts from the Vaks, was the mere truth in them. She was a woman ahead of her time. She went through huge internal and external struggles, and her poetry came from a place of truth. That is what drew me to it mostly. Her heavy connections and associations with the sacred waters is why I have used earthen pots and water in the video, and I hope I have been able to do justice to the poetry from this remarkable woman's mind.